Well, I got a good job for a shitty wet day. It's one of those jobs that all Volkswagen owners hate, especially if you've just had a nice new flash paint job done. And that is refitting all the door, quarter window, scraper trim and rubbers and Bailey channel, all that crap. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a nice new flash paint job, but I do have to remove all that for a number of reasons. All that stuff was replaced on this car when I repainted it about 12 years ago. But as is the case, non-genuine rubbers have just deteriorated badly, and one of the other things I'm going to do is, you'll notice it's all still chrome. Got the chrome quarter window frame and chrome scraper trim, which does all look out of place on my car. I've already done the driver's side, and you can see it's I've blacked out the trim on it, so it's looks much better. Fits in a lot more with the theme of the car, but the other thing I got to do while it's all off is retint it, because I had the smart idea when I tinted this car about 4 years ago using 20% tint, which is still on the back window. It looks good and really helps out the air conditioning on hot days, but absolute nightmare to drive with at night. So I'm retinting the glass with 35% this time. It's the same as what I've got on my main streamer, which still looks okay and helps out the air conditioning, but a lot more safer to drive with. So I have the trim over here. There's outer scraper and trim already blacked out. Got the quarter window also blacked out, and I just got the door glass there and the this, which I have to stick some new tint on, so I've got to do that before anything else. And window tinting is not my strong point, which is why I'm not going to film doing it, but you can buy good quality stuff pretty cheap off eBay if you want to have a go at it yourself. I was surprised that if you put a bit of effort in, you can get a reasonable job done. The rest of that's been done for 4 years now, so it's held up good considering. Okay. Obviously the first step is to get the door panel off. That's all pretty simple. I've got rid of my power windows now, so just standard VW window winders. The plastic cover just pops off and you've got a screw in the middle. And for the door handle, you can see the slot just there, just pop the screwdriver in. That pops out and you can see the screw that holds it there. Alright, got those two off. Now, any VW experts out there will probably notice this is not the actual 74 style armrests. All the 73 onwards Beetle ones just have two holes sort of there and there that have screws in them, which is nice and simple, but I prefer the look of these. These are the 69 to 72 style. I prefer the look of them, but all these earlier ones are held on by a hook. So once you pop all the trim clips off, it's just a matter of lifting it up off the hook. So it just lifts up and off, which is a bit hard to do. Okay, so I've got all the trim clips all popped all the way around, so I just got to lift the door panel up off the hook for that armrest. which is just a matter of grabbing it top and bottom, sort of lift up and outwards at the same time. So you can see the hook there, that's the back of the armrest, and that's the hook that it hooks into. Obviously, because I've fitted the earlier kind, you can see there's the lugs that the 73 onwards type screw into, so I had to fit a pre-73 hook to fit those. Okay, next step is to remove this door glass. So I just got two 10mm bolts in there that need undoing. Righto, so unless your Bailey channel in there is pretty much non-existent down there, the glass will stay up there on its own even once the bolts are taken out. So all that's got to happen now is it's just got to be dropped down and sat in the bottom of the door, which I probably won't be able to do one hand. Okay, yes I am. Alright, just gently letting that down. Alright, so I'm just letting that sit in the bottom there. So now to get that glass out of the door, I've just got to remove 10mm bolt there on the bottom of the regulator, window winder thingy. Okay, so I've got the bolt out of the bottom of that window winder, and also I've just loosened off this top one here just to give it a bit more movement. So in order not to scratch the glass, I've just got the bottom of the winder wrapped up in rag. Now my central locking wiring's in the way a bit here, but hopefully I can juggle everything around it. Door glass safely out. Remove that rag now. Okay, so the next step is to remove the inner scraper rubber, which is actually already out because I didn't bother putting it in the other week when I changed all this over. But if we look at it from this side, you can see there's just a whole series of holes there that it clips into. Now I've got here I've got a genuine German scraper and then an aftermarket one. Now we can see the aftermarket one only has 4 clips all up, whereas when we compare it to the genuine German one, you can see it's got 7. And that's the exact same case with the outer scraper as well. Now to remove these, it's just a matter of pushing them into the centre of the door to get these clips to disengage from the holes in the door skin. Next up is the Bailey channel, this felt channel that the glass sits in. It only just holds into, if you can get hold of it, there's a clip, that's the clip that holds it there, has actually come out with it. Those clips normally sit up there and hold the outer trim in, so if I take it gently, yeah, that one stayed in place there. And there's another one just here which came out with the rubber again. Another one there, that one stayed in place. And there's actually a third one hiding right down at the base there. You just see it just there. So now I've got that Bailey channel will pull out and lay it down out of the way there. I'll be replacing that. So for the sake of demonstrating, I've just put those couple of clips back in. Now these clips actually hold the outer chrome trim in place. Now they've got some very sharp little tags on them which hold the rubber in, so it's very easy to slice your finger to bits. Now to remove them, it's just a matter of a blade screwdriver or something, and you can see which way they get forced up. And they usually enter orbit. So you can see there's a little hook on there that that just lines up with the hole there, and they slide into place. So I'll go ahead and remove all them all the way around. So I've gone around and removed all those clips, so the chrome trim is just sitting there fairly loosely now. So the next step is to get this quarter window out. It's held in place in two spots. It's got a bolt just there between the door handle and the window winder, so that's got to come out, and the top is held by a, can't see it with that light, Phillips head screw in just in the top there. Alright, those two are out now, so this is probably one of the most tricky parts of the whole exercise, especially if you're trying not to scratch your paint too much. If you had a decent paint job, unlike me, you'd probably run some masking tape around the edges here to try and prevent scratching. So I've got that loose in there now. They wedge in place pretty well. So if I can get it to break free, bottom's moving a little bit. There, top's just jumped out of place. So the fun part is juggling it. Shut that window a bit. Juggling the bottom bracket out of place. You can see there's a joint across the door skin that it wants to hook up on. So you've basically got to keep bringing it further this way to get it clear of this bridge in the door skins. So that's a task easier said than done, especially with one hand. Okay, so I got it free. You can see what's happening. That little part there is wanting to hook up on that. So that's that out. Now I just got to remove the trim. Now here's another instance where aftermarket parts show their cheapness, because this is a genuine German original trim and scraper. You can see it actually has a screw just there that holds it in. You probably won't find that with the aftermarket ones unless someone's gone to the effort of putting it in. So that's got to come out. So right in the corner here where the mirror is, there's a little tab that just bends around and holds it in place. Usually you can just move the whole trim around, and I can see it there now. That usually just, because it's aluminium, it's bent up around behind the door skin to hold it in place. So we got all this top parts not held in by anything. Now the trim clips are gone, so it's only a whole series of clips like the inner scraper has. So just gently forcing it into the door skin, same as you would with the inner rubber, will eventually break them loose. Let's see, there's one there broken loose. They're very old and rusty, these clips, so they're not wanting to let go. Oh, come on, fuck you. And done, that's all of them. I know, there's forks, I only put this in the other day, and then that'll just lift out. There's a few different ways you can go with the outer trim if you're replacing the rubber scraper. If your aluminium trim here was actually in good condition still, you can buy just the actual rubber. You can see it's just held on by a bunch of rivets. So it's only a matter of drilling those rivets out and rivet a new one on, but I always just replace the whole assembly because it's only aluminium, very soft, and as you just saw, can put up a fight coming out. It's very easy to bend it and tie it in knots. I actually didn't do too bad a job of keeping it straight, but yeah, for not much more you can buy the whole trim, which is what I usually do. Now you can see, same deal as the inner scraper. This one, once upon a time, had 7 clips on it, whereas the new aftermarket one only has 4. You can see better there the tabs that bend around to hold it into the door skin. And I've just got the battery drill and drilled a hole in it. See if time will tell if it lines up with the screw hole in the door, but we'll see. Alright, so it was just too hard to hold the camera and get all this clipped in place, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a matter of sitting it in the door and lining all the clips up with the holes and clip them in. And then I've just started putting the Bailey channel clips in which hold it. They're very simple to use. You can see the little tab there. Obviously it just sits up in the hole and then is slid into place to lock it there. So I've got, where are we? One more to go here. So it's just a matter of putting it in its hole and slide it into, oops, got my finger over the lens. So it's just a matter of lock it into place and slide it forward with the screwdriver. As you can see, wonderful aftermarket parts. The hole drilled exactly the same as the original. There's nowhere near lining up, so I'll have to use a washer there instead. Just a little bit of improvisation there. It's all good. And just a matter of feeding the quarter window into place now without scratching the paint. The quarter window's all bolted in now, so next step is to install the Bailey channel, which runs in this slot up here and all the way around into those clips. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard to find good quality Bailey channel, especially the good original German stuff. I don't know if anyone reproduces it. I just used some aftermarket stuff in that bug when I repainted it about 12 years ago, and it hasn't stood up to the test of time. So this is actually the original German 1974 stuff that it came with, new. And all I did, instead of buying crappy low-grade stuff again, I did some hunting around and managed to find some OEM quality stuff, which is, I think this is Nissan or Honda or something Japanese, but you can see it's actually the exact same profile as what Volkswagen uses. So I bought enough of that to do the job. The only tricky part is the original VW ones have these slots cut in them to turn around the corner, but that was easy enough to replicate with the angle grinder. Bailey channel all installed. Actually, this section that runs down the quarter window should really by rights be glued in place, but it is such a tight fit that I don't generally bother doing that. It never pops out and the glass holds it in place. Just got the inner scraper to install, nothing to it, just sits in place, and then the clips line up with the holes in the door skin. Alright, so inner scraper's in. About the last thing I got left to do is just get the door glass into place, so wrap the bottom of that up and slide it in. Done. So now I've got to feed that up into the track so I can get the bolts back in the window winder where it bolts to the base there. So they're just in finger tight at the moment. What I normally do is wind the window up and down a couple of times and then tighten them up. That just lets the glass and the winder mechanism find their happy spot. If they're a bit off skew, it'll be really hard to wind the window up and down. And there you have it. All I got left to do is just stick the door panel back in, and it's all good to go.